Hello everybody, so my name is Luke Dretsky, and today I'm going to be walking through my multimodal project with all of you today. And so as you can see, it's based off of the game of life. So here's my board. I'm going to show it a lot more in depth. As you can see, I made a couple small changes, but a lot of it is still the same. Conceptually, the game works the same way, but the content is very, very different. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of walk through some potential gameplay to kind of show you how the game would work. And then I would love your feedback, so thank you very much. Okay, so first, if you're familiar with the game of life, you choose if you want to. So here's my car and my player. So first I would choose if I want to go down a normal career path or go on the environmentally friendly career path. So this still says college path here. I'm probably going to change that to say environmentally career path. I just have to get that actually edited. So if I want to take my normal career path, I'd start over here. Otherwise, as I'm going to do, I'm going to show the environmentally friendly route. And as you'll kind of see, because once again, I failed to mention that my topic is actually climate change. And my purpose is to persuade and inform. So I'm trying to persuade that we need to combat climate change. That is very real. And so you'll kind of see two common themes. You can usually take two different routes in my game, one of being environmentally friendly and one of kind of just taking the normal human route, not doing anything about it. And so you'll kind of see that come into play a lot. And so here's that first decision. You'd go around, once again, as you'd be spinning the wheel. So first and foremost, every time that you land on a normal yellow spot, such as that, as you kind of can see all over the board, this is going to take you to an action card, okay? So here's all my cards you can see. So I think they look nice and pretty. The green kind of got messed up. It's supposed to be the same color there, but you know, I'll take what I can get. So here are my action cards. I didn't make them all yellow because I didn't want to waste ink. Once again, just trying to be environmentally friendly, and I didn't want to make a million cards and waste a bunch of paper. So I just used one side, one piece of paper, made all these cards in Microsoft Word, and got them all printed out. So there's two different types of action cards. And once again, you would just draw from the top, so you don't necessarily get to pick in this instance. But, so let's say you take an action card, and there are environmentally friendly actions and actions that hurt the environment. So this first one would be invest in solar panels to power your home. Pay $70,000 and collect one green card. So one thing about this game that is very important is that a lot of the environmentally friendly actions, as you can see, you have to pay money. Okay, so you'll be paying money. And this kind of represents as it would in real life, right? So if you want to combat climate change, a lot of it takes sacrifice. It takes, sacrifice to your lifestyle and also fiscal sacrifice. You have to usually pay money and stuff like that. So you would pay more money to take the environmentally friendly route, but you'll see it'll pay off in the end. And then you'd collect one green card, as it says. So here's a green card and here's a red card. So these are two of the main cards in my game. And it's basically you get a green card for doing environmentally friendly things. You get a red card for doing things that do not hurt the environment. So as you'll see, it's either money or like a factory there versus like the world and a tree. So pretty basic, but it gets the point across. So you collect those cards for doing things throughout the game. And then at the end of the game, the green cards can be turned in for money and the red cards cannot be turned in for money. So that's how you'll pay money now, but if you get those green cards, you'll end up collecting more in the long run. So once again, you collect a green card if you got that action card. If you were to draw a different action card, you'll see, I think it's kind of funny, purchase a new Hummer SUV. So once again, not environmentally friendly. And in this case, you'd still have to pay, but you wouldn't have to pay as much. You'll see the other one was 70K, this was only 50. And you collect one red card. Okay, so those will not be worth anything at the end. And those won't take away from you at the end necessarily, but it's almost just to kind of serve there as, you should be embarrassed to have these. And once again, so those are a couple of them, just to show a couple of the ones I have, like begin a fully plant-based diet, purchase stock in an oil company, attend a protest fighting deforestation, support a political candidate who denies climate change, and that'd be a red card. Print paper copies of documents instead of sharing them online, start recycling, buy stock in the meat industry, and buy an electric Tesla car. So as you can see, lots of different actions that can go either way. Okay, great. So as you move along, you'd come to the first stop sign that I had to change. And this one is get a job. It used to say graduation because this was a college path, but I had to change it to get a job because now you're just getting a job. Okay, so This would be an environmentally friendly job since you took the environmentally friendly route. And so you'd come over here and you now get to draw 2 career cards. Okay, so this is environmentally friendly career cards, as you can see, giving back that love, and then just normal career card. Got a briefcase. So you would draw 2 of these, and then you'd pick what you wanted to do. So, I wanted to be an environmental lawyer. I'm getting paid less, but you get 1 green card, and that's every time that you cross the salary, you get another green card. And then this is renewable energy engineer, 80,000 in 1 green card. Once again, I think I put a lot of these little fun kind of pictures on there to kind of help, once again, push my agenda, and also just to kind of represent these things well. It makes the game look a little bit better, I think. So you would draw 2 and then pick, and then that would be your salary. Then every time you would cross a payday, you would get a green card and get that salary. So the rest of my environmentally friendly cards are a climatologist and environmental scientist. Once again, would create more for the actual game, but didn't want to waste paper and just you wanted to use one side of one row. Oh, sorry, and then the last one I forgot was an agricultural scientist. So all, once again, very environmentally friendly, very real jobs that are very important in our society. If you were to just to go career path right away, you would just draw 2 of these career cards. And so the normal career cards are doctor. And once again, I want you to look at this. So you get a salary of 130,000 here. So you're getting way more than a lot of these for like 60 or 70 or 80. But you do not get a green card every time. So once again, you're getting more money, but at the end of the game, when you turn in those green cards for money, that's how you actually end up catching up at the end of the game. So then we have a corporate lawyer, once again, versus an environmental lawyer. We have a stockbroker, we have a professor. So once again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like being a professor, being a doctor, these are not things that are hurting you, but you're not getting a green card necessarily every single time. And then a salesperson. Okay, so continuing down the game, once again, if you pass the payday, you'd collect money, and you would collect your green cards if you have an environmental job. Keeping going around here. So it's if you were to land on this space, this is just that you spin, and whatever player has the higher spin gets money. So that aspect of the game I did not change. It's just kind of a luck of the draw type of thing. I did pass this vacation space. I'll come back to that later because we will have to go on a vacation. One thing that I did not change about this board, one of the only stop signs I did not, was get married. And so one thing about the get married space was I could not find a way to change this to incorporate the topic necessarily. So it did just stay as get married. And once again, I didn't think it takes anything away from the game or from my topic. So I just left it at get married. So you would just add another person to your car. So moving along here, you just move along. We're going to keep going. We'll get to a house spot over here later too. And then this one, this stop sign that I changed is life path or new job. So this on the old game is life path or night school. So you can go to night school to get that college career. But this is that same thing. I'm just offering the chance to change your job if you'd like. If you'd like to get an environmentally friendly job and you want to take this path and to get an environmentally friendly job, you'd have to pay like $100,000 to do so, to get that upgrade to environmentally friendly job. Okay, so once again, a big thing I wanted to emphasize was choices. The player has choices to do whatever they like with all these paths. They'd never have to take the environmentally friendly route, just like no one in the world today has to take the environmentally friendly route. It's all about choice and sacrifice. So then we move on. We'll just talk about the houses now. So if I were to land on this house space, then I get the option to draw 2 cards. So you get to draw 2 environmentally friendly house cards, 2 normal house cards, or 1 of each. You get to pick what you'd like. Once again, all about choice. So if you were to go with normal house cards, a couple of these, so you see like luxury mansion. Once again, I put some nice pictures on here. And it's worth way more money. So you can buy it and you can make way more profit and you get a red card. Because once again, this is not very efficient. This is not very energy efficient or money efficient or anything like that. So that's why you're getting a red card for that. A glass house, kind of same thing. Powering a glass house is just ridiculously expensive with heating and cooling and stuff like that because it's not really insulated at all, things like that. So those would be like what the house cards would be, the normal house cards. And then the environmentally friendly house cards, you get like cabin in the woods. Once again, super effective, just minimalist, and you get a green card with this, but they're worth way less money. Once again, as you can see, they're worth way less money, they're way smaller, but you get the green cards. Like a solar powered house here, green card, worth more money. Roof garden house, once again, good for the environment. Green card, less money. So kind of you see that pattern there as usual. Okay, moving along, we're going to move past this green space for now. So this was a baby space. So you would have like a baby or twins or anything like that. So as you continue down this path, then you get to the mission path or life path. Okay, so this was life path or family path. But once again, it was hard for me to incorporate family past just marriage into this game. So I didn't want it just to kind of be random and strewn in there and doesn't make sense with the rest of the topics. So I covered up the baby spaces with green and red spaces, as you'll kind of see. So I kind of have them all over wherever those baby spaces were. And then you'll see it over here too. On the safe route, I'll kind of get to that. But what this is these are environmental action spaces. So you'll see my environmental action cards up top. And so what's happening with these spaces, once again, this is the mission path. So if you took this path, this is like, you know, like almost like on a mission trip, you're going to do something good. It's not necessarily like a mission trip for like a church or anything like that, but more of a mission trip for the environment, mission trip for the world. And so if you land on a red or green space, you draw one of these cards. And so what it is this space represents you trying to do a big environmental action. And if it's green, that represents you having success in that. And if it's red, that represents you having failure in that. So once again, this is on a mission path because you're trying. You're really just trying. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be successful or not, but you're at least trying to help the environment. So I'll go over these cards. So my red environmental action cards, once again, it means that, so you have this wilting plant because you tried, but you weren't successful. So we'd have like fail in your efforts to stop deforestation in the Amazon. And so once again, you're going to be losing money for this, but note that you'll still get a green card because you are still trying to help the environment. You still took that mission path. You just weren't successful. And you know, that's what activism today looks like. You're not always necessarily successful, but you keep trying. Lose a campaign to make all new cars electric. Lose a proposition to increase plant-based protein in grocery stores. Once again, you're always paying money but collecting green cards. And then the green environmental action cards, this means you're successful. So this is you're successful in your efforts to create plastic-eating organisms, collect 2 green cards. So for this, you always get 2 green cards and you don't lose any money. Run a successful campaign that led to the enactment of the Green New Deal. Successfully create a machine that creates oxygen from CO2 in the atmosphere. Collect 2 green cards. So you get the pattern there. Okay, moving on. At the end of this, instead of spinning for babies, you're spinning for green cards because once again, you went on that mission path. You went on that mission, you sacrificed a payday, and you put yourself at risk to get these red spots to sacrifice failure. So you're getting more green cards depending on what spin you get. Okay, moving on. You keep moving up. Once again, there was another baby space, another house space, etc. Red space from the baby, and then we'll get to a vacation. So I left this as a vacation, but what I did with vacations was I split it into 2 things. So I split it into normal vacation cards or mission cards. So you get the option. You can either, you know, with your time off from work or whatever it is, you can go on a vacation, a normal vacation, or you can go do a mission for the earth. In the environment. So normal vacation cards would be, you know, see the Eiffel Tower. And you're paying a little money for this, but it's not that much money, $20,000 usually. Visit the Great Wall of China, go on an island getaway in the Caribbean, etc. Then the mission cards, once again, you're taking your time to go out and do something helpful for the world. So this is go to Colorado to help fight wildfires. So I include pictures there. And so you're paying more money and you're collecting green cards. So collect 2 green cards for this, and you're paying $40,000. So once again, I forgot to mention, if you were to land on a vacation card or a vacation spot, you would get the same options as you would for a house. So you'd get to draw 2 total, and you would pick whether you want them to be from vacation, mission, or one of each. Okay, and then another mission would be help develop renewable energy in Zimbabwe. Pay, once again, $60,000, but you're collecting 2 green cards. Help clean up the ocean off the California coast, all of these things. So once again, you're kind of seeing that pattern of you always get that choice. And then to the last part of the game, moving around here, this is the last one. So this is risky road and safe route, okay? And so The way that the game was before is, you'll see this is very plain. There's not much going on up here. Maybe vacation, you get a payday, but there's nothing really bad that can happen here. And in the original game, this was the safe route and this was risky road. But you'll see that I switched this kind of with the meaning of my game. So this is risky road because you're doing nothing. Okay, so this is like representing the path that humans take if we don't do anything about climate change and we just keep going on living our life. That's risky. Risky for our planet, risky for us as human beings, and for a number of other things, as I'm sure you're all aware of. So that is the risky route, doing nothing, okay? Can't really lose much here. Or you can take the safe route, the opposite side, which, as you'll see, is kind of counterintuitive that would be safe, because, you could lose a lot of money, you could fail, you could succeed, but that's what I'm representing as the safe route, is in, you're at least taking action to combat climate change, whether you're successful or not. So, once again, we have more of these green and red spaces, you can be successful or not, and then you'd finish off, you'd come around the end, and then into retirement. And so this is still Countryside Acres and Millionaire Mansion. I haven't really figured out what I want to do for the retirement, how I want to change that. But I do want to change the names of those, at least, to make it some kind of probably pun for climate change. And you could go into, it's probably your last chance to get a green card, you could go into, better living versus worse living for the world. So I just need to change the retirement and like the college path. But other than that, that's my game. So once again, there were all my cards. And then at the end of the game, when you're done in retirement, you turn in all your green cards for a certain amount of money, like 100,000 each. You would hold on to your red cards, and those don't do anything for you. And then you'd count up your money, and then whoever has the most money wins. Money isn't necessarily represented as money at the end of this game. It's more representing like prosperity for the world, how well you fought climate change, etc. So once again, I forgot to say, the title of my game is The Game of Life or Death. So I just added in or death. I don't know if I'm going to keep that as a title for sure, but I just added that in because once again, I do think that, fighting climate change is kind of means of life or death, whether we realize it right now or not. So that is my game. I hope you enjoyed it. I would appreciate any feedback, and thank you very much.